The Irish Hills once again get set to welcome some NASCAR stock cars, and there has been a very busy time out of here as of late. Of course, you had the NASCAR Xfinity and the NASCAR Cup Series over here over the last couple of days on a very beautiful night. Of course, just a little while ago, we had, of course, the Speed Cup Series swinging on out here last Thursday, and today the OMSRL Cup Series will get set to grace this 2-mile behemoth with their presence as well. Welcome to Green Flag TV and to round number 7 of the OMSRL Cup Series. My name is Lola Rambo, bringing you all of the action from start to finish, as per usual, on what will be no doubt a thrilling night of Tuesday racing action. It is going to be a fun show here this afternoon. Michigan has not ever disappointed in throwing up a good show, and of course, it's looking to be no different this afternoon. Over 25 cars ready to rumble, and the point standings close as ever. Sean Bound has taken over the points lead from Grant Peterson. Spencer Ray is tied with Peterson for the number 2 spot. They sit just 2 points behind Boundy. Mark Brannigan Jr. brings it up at 4th, with Sean Kaiser rounding out the top 5. All of the top 5 drivers separated by just a mere 7 points. So that is how you know that these drivers are absolutely gunning for it, giving everything they've got in this show, and it is going to be another thrilling chapter, no doubt, that is going to get set to reach its climax this afternoon. 75 laps will be on the docket for us here this afternoon, and of course, you got qualifying just underway. Grant Peterson currently has set the fastest time of the day as he works his way up and around the racetrack, as drivers are still steady on, working their way through qualifying, and a good number of drivers are trying to see if they can get themselves in with a good run as well. Sean Bounty will see if he can't put himself onto pole position here this afternoon. He is currently sitting 12th, ran that outside line on his opening lap. We'll see if maybe this will be his attempt, though, to put that second lap down on the boards. But for now, Tell you what, we'll see if he'll be able to make that spot up. Let's take a ride on board Jacob Noyes. He'll take you for a lap around the Michigan International Speedway. Across the start-finish line, this time by excess of 193 miles an hour, and that will put him onto the top step. The number two, the top step of the outside row at the very least. He'll start second place provisionally this afternoon. Hunter Thrower had his first lap invalidated, seeing what lap number 2 will be looking like for the Lowe's Camaro as he'll come across the start-finish stretch this time by. And is it a lap time on the boards? It sure is, but it is only good enough for the 12th spot. 21 cars have put down times, make that now 22 as Bear Morton crosses the line for lap number 1. All 26 cars out and trying to make a run. You just saw Hunter Thrower go to 12th quick. Brandon Kluge went 13th quickest on the boards. Connor LaFrance just crossed our finish line to start his second lap. He'll go to 21st. And Devin Pirog, he will look to cross the line and put himself onto the sheets as well, and he will not get a time in on the board. Sean Kaiser, though, crosses the line. He goes 4th fastest. Good show for him. What about Bear Morton? What does he have for this field? The Riley's Roses Camaro crosses the start-finish line this time by, and he will improve up to 15th. Brandon Kluge currently started 14th. He'll cross the start-finish line, and he will not improve either. Mark Brannigan Jr. just crossed the start-finish line. Where does he improve? He'll shoot into the top 5. 5th place for Brannigan. Does Connor LaFrance bump him out? No, he does not. Only down in 17th. And then cross the start-finish line to close out qualifying this afternoon. It'll be Devin Pirog. And Pirog, again, not able to get a respectable time on the boards, a 39.53. He will be starting this race from the back of the pack. But 15 seconds will remain in qualifying, and we are ready to get this show on the road. It's going to be a fun race. It's going to be an exciting race. It's going to be a Michigan race. So, qualifying going to close on up, and we are just about set to take a rundown through your starting grid. Session officially ticks on over. Let's get this show on the road this time by, as this pack all set. They are ready to rumble, and you can see them gritting on up on the starting line. So let's take a look. This is the starting grid for the 7th race of the OMSRL Cup Series from Michigan. Started on pole, it's Robert Peterson in the Klondike Mustang. He will start on pole position with a 38.905. Jacob Noyes starts beside him on the front row. One of his best qualifying performances that we've seen all year long. 2nd through 4th separated by a mere 0.003 of a second. Grant Peterson only 1 foul back for the Badger Racing crew. He will start this race in 3rd on row number 2. He starts alongside Sean Kaiser for Bandits Motorsports down in the number 4 spot. Eastern Stars Motorsports is Mark Brannigan Jr. brings it up in the number 5 spot. He is the first driver of the ESM crew. He's alongside Spencer Ray for All-American Motorsports down in 6th. Brad Vanahay for Apex Racing starts in 7th with Brett Rucker for MWMF Motorsports down in the number 8 spot. Badger Racing starts his race in 9th place with Ryan Dingler, a 10th off of Robert Peterson's full time. Tony Iverson for Highside Hustlers Motorsports starts beside him to round to the top 10 of row number 5. Row 6 holds ESM driver Austin Gassion alongside points leader Sean Boundy. An uncharacteristic qualifying for Boundy. The Rebel Racing driver will be having to fight an uphill battle throughout this race. Justin Krudov will be down in the 13th spot for HW Racing. He is alongside Hunter Thrower on row number 7. Row number 8 holds Brandon Kluge for HW Racing alongside Bandit Motorsports driver Barrett Morton. Connor LaFrance for ESM starts on row number 9 at 17th alongside Gage Tet for Apex Racing down in 18th. Closing out the top 20 on row number 10. It is Justin Wilson alongside Austin McColgan. Noah Swab for MWMF Motorsports brings it up at 21st with Devin Purog in Stefan Purcell in 22nd. And it is, of course, going to be Maxwell Kroll in 23rd, Josh McDougall in 24th on row number 12. Row 13 will round out the 26-car field with Terrell Wheeler, over half a second off the mark, alongside Devin Purog. So all drivers rumbling out. We're ready to go at Michigan. Pack working down the back straightaway as we are just about ready to get this show on the road. The field still just now leaving pit road for some of the back markers like McDougall, Wheeler, and Pure. They got a little bit of catch-up to do if they want to get to the tail end of this field here before we get this show on the road. But I can tell you right now, we are in for a wild one. If the Speed Cup Series here was anything to go by, with a record-setting field of 33 cars, 26 is sure to put up a show as well. There is a lot to be excited about, and I cannot wait to see how this race is going to pan on out. And of course, we are happy that you are joining us for more racing action on Tuesday nights. So Robert Peterson going to lead the way through turn numbers 3 and 4. The pace car pulls down and into pit road. All in the hands of that number 97. He'll enter the Geico Restart zone. It's go, go, go from the Irish Hills. Robert Peterson leads lap number 1 to green, but boy, there is a lot of close quarters dogfighting deeper in the pack. You got drivers fanning out 2 and 3 wide all the way down the front straightaway, all throughout this field. Take a look deeper in the pack. Look at Austin McColgan trying to go around the outside of Brandon Cluj and Conor LaFrance for 3 wide down the back straightaway. It is an intense grudge match everywhere you look throughout this field. Everybody's squabbling for those positions early on that can be so critical later in this race. All about track position at a track like Michigan. This is honestly almost like a Daytona on steroids, as you see the Universe car ding off the door of Stefan Purcell. You got all of the back racing and none of the restriction. These cars hitting 190 plus miles an hour with no restrictor plates underneath them. You see Robert Peterson firing up from the bottom side. He'll cut off Jacob Noyes. Allows races like this to really come alive, especially in the early game, as you see Noyes looking to make that move around the outside of Grant Peterson. Peterson taking that machine down low, seeing if he can't make something happen. Noyes still hanging on at the top lane while Robert Peterson thunders away down on the inside line. Further behind, more 3 wide. Sean Bounty on the move. He is already into the top 5 by the end of lap number 4. He got around Spencer Ray and Brett Rucker with a brilliant 3 wide move, and now they're side by side for the lead again. Jacob Noyes with a run around the top. Robert Peterson trying to send that thing back down low to try to get around the Wrangler number 3, but for now, no doing for Peterson. Noyes leads the way off of turn number 4. Three wide again, looking for 4. Hunter's thrower going for the move down to the inside, forced to back out. Couldn't make it happen, but boy, he really tried for it, and credit to him. You're not going to make any kind of ground if you don't at least try to make moves. You just got to make sure that they don't end up backfiring on you. That was a pretty big problem in the Speed Cup Series race. One move that did it was when they went 5 wide down the back straightaway, then 4 wide all the way to turn numbers 3 and 4. Somehow didn't wreck. They're going to try to replicate that 4 wide up the middle. Brett Rucker into the door of the 53. Puts him off the track and now sliding sideways into the infield. So Brett Rucker screaming through the infield grass. And the Fruity Pebbles machine, oh boy, he is going to find the inside wall. Spins that thing around and he'll come to a stop on the inside of turn number 1. That is unfortunate news there for Brannigan. Was looking to have himself a good run and it fell apart very early on. As a result of a little mishap coming off of turn number 4. Now my big question, was this with contact? Looked like there may have been just a little bit up on the top side of the racetrack. And Rucker sprinting through the infield. He did tag the inside wall, hopped across. He looked like he was going to be fine, but when that car connected again with the asphalt, it just gripped. And that's a hard lick into the inside wall, and that's going to give him a lot of damage that he's now going to have to navigate. And it looks like he is going to be forced to come down into pit road early on. So day is over for Brett Rucker while the rest of the pack still running strong. Top 4 starting to break away. 5th on back in a grudge match. Tony Iverson alongside with Sean Kaiser. They see Rucker down on pit road. And already we are 7 laps down, working lap number 8 this afternoon. Time flies when you're having fun. A lot of these drivers are no doubt white-knuckled with those wheels right now. See going around the outside, that's the 09 of Justin Wilson. He was not sure if he can make it tonight. Looked like he might have needed the provisional at first, but he is definitely here and he is racing strong. Despite having limited practice, he is going around the outside and holy Toledo. Look at the battle pack off of turn number 4. Condensed in there like sardines. No room to run and nowhere to hide. These guys are having a heck of a drive out here down at the recesses of this field. Looking for 4 again, but they just can't get alongside to make it happen. Top runners looking to be side by side. Sean Bounty attacking for the race lead. Down in the turn numbers 3 and 4, the number 34 entry trying to take it away from Jacob Noyes, but Noyes will have a good drive around the outside of the racetrack, and he's going to look to hang on. For everyone else, almost feels like we're playing a game of chicken now at the tail end of the field. Just nobody left with anywhere to go. It's a struggle right now for quite a few drivers in this field that are just trying to see who can come out on top with whatever spots they can muster. Looking like they have decided to get it down to double file, and they are starting to reel in the top 4 a little bit more. So we're about to see this whole field once again condense onto one another. And boy, you can tell, you can feel that tension building. This is going to be a serious fight from start to finish. Already, we're 10 laps down. Taking a look at some of the guys deeper in the field like Hunter Thrower, Brett Vandehey, Sean Kaiser, Austin Gassion is in the mix here. A lot of drivers having a really big go of it. Oh, look out! Gassion turned around, middle of the pack. He goes up into the outside wall. Caution flag is out for the first time tonight. Josh McDougall caught a piece of that. Austin Gassion got involved. They were side by side for the lead, looking like Sean Bounty may have actually stole the lead away right as that happened. A big crash, though, to start this race just at the lap 11 mark. Let's take a look and see what happened. Gassion was cutting down. Sean Kaiser had the nose in there, and I think Gassion looked like he may have just cleared himself and spun him around. Josh McDougall just got hooked into the wall, looking like Maxwell Kroll caught a piece. But McDougall and Gassion, definitely the 2 big losers out of that whole deal. Kroll got in there pretty good, and you know that didn't feel too pleasant. Let's ride on board with Noah Swafford. He just got around this. Had a front row seat to this thing developing. Did a great job to avoid that mess. Split decision on cars coming down to pit road. First place down to what will end up being 8th, all coming in. Sean Bounty overshoots the box, and everyone behind 8th place is, 7th place, sorry, is into pit road. Jacob Noyes overshoots the box. You see Brandon Kluge with a lot of damage on the front of his car. I think that was Brandon Kluge at least. So the HW Racing driver looking like he's maybe had a problem at some point. Let's ride on board with him. Is this before or is this before or after the caution? Oh, this was before. He had already picked some of that damage up. So where Brandon Kluge got this damage is a mystery, and it looks like a mystery it may very well remain. But this was the pass for the lead. Coming down in towards turn number 3. There you see Sean Bounty. He's going to make that run for the lead of the race. Takes it away from Jacob Noyes, and then watch those caution lights on the outside of the racetrack. Right about here, they're blinking yellow, and now pit road's closed. That's how close it was for Bounty to steal the lead of this race. So Kluge is back out onto the racetrack. Again, it's a bit of a mystery as to where he got all that damage from on the front of his machine. But not a good day for MWMF, HW Racing, or Eastern Stars, has some big names from all 3 teams collecting some big problems early on. Lights are out aboard the iRacing pace car. We'll go back to green flag racing this time by coming to lap 15. So the pace car comes down and into pit road. Robert Peterson will look to take this field back to the green flag. This race getting back to it early on. Robert Peterson with a pretty good jump off the hitch. Side by side for second behind. Grant Peterson caught napping on the drop of the green flag. Mark Brannigan Jr. gets alongside him for the number 2 spot. Everyone else fanning out behind as you hit the backstretch. Grant Peterson, though, looking to make a dive early on. Robert Peterson for the race lead. Down to the inside of turns 3 and 4. Robert Peterson trying to hang on, but Grant Peterson is still hunting him down the inside of the racetrack. Robert clings on to the top shelf, and now Grant slides back to the inside. Trying to track up from the bottom lane. Is this going to be enough? Oh, boy. Spencer Ray bobbling it out in the background. They're able to recover. And Grant Peterson couldn't make the move down the backstretch. He'll try to make it, though, once again, coming through turn number 3. going 2 and 3 wide behind as they work the front stretch. Oh boy! Austin Gassion spinning into the infield grass. He'll pull a 360 slide and get that car back underneath him. Grant Peterson has taken over the lead down through turn number 1. Fanning out, a bit of contact, looking for 4 wide on the back straightaway. And they'll get it sorted. And this was with contact. Gassion just drifted up right into the side of Sean Kaiser, who was scrambling to get around Noah Swafford. Three abreast down the front straightaway. Field still running strong. Connor LaFrance seeing what he can do. You got, oh boy, Tony Iverson on the inside making contact with a Valvoline number 7. Ryan Dingler trying to fight his way around the outside. Bounty looking for 4, and Iverson blocks him onto the apron. Huge block. Sean Bounty ain't having it. We're 4 wide through turn numbers 3 and 4. Some aggressive moves being pulled there. 3 wide, 2 rows deep. Bounty still on the bottom. He takes it to the apron. Boy, Iverson tried to pull a block on him, and Sean Bounty just came in there with the good old how do you do and didn't let him be bullied out of making that move. They're still trying as well. Fighting the backstretch, and Sean Bounty, I think, is finally being forced to yield a little bit. Let's take a ride on board of the Rebel Racing driver as he's coming around their turn numbers 1 and 2. And watch this. Bounty will look low. That's a pretty big block. He only made 1, though. You definitely tell it was kind of driving out of the mirrors a little bit to try to keep these guys at bay. And there you see the rest of the field still thundering down through turn numbers 1 and 2. Spencer Ray holding the inside. 3 wide, 2 rows deep again. But they quickly double it out as nobody going down to help that lower lane. Tony Iverson has caught up to Jacob Noyes in the meantime, and he is looking to make a run for the lead. A drag race down the front straightaway. Noyes still holding out in front. The Waffle House Mustang takes his car down low. Jacob Noyes trying to see if he can't pull the gap from the outside. He's going to get some help from Bounty. Sean Bounty not looking to do Iverson any favors right now after that huge block that nearly put him down and out. There you see Iverson trying to see if he can hang on to second place, but it doesn't look like he'll be able to get it done. Jacob Noyes hangs on to the lead. The rest of the field, meanwhile, showing no quarter to each other. It'll be Robert Peterson, it'll be Spencer Ray, it'll be Ryan Dingler, all looking to go at it. There you see Austin McColgan still in the fray. Grant Peterson is still in the mix, and they're still looking to go side by side for the lead up the road as well. Bounty and Noyes, now the two that are going side by side. It didn't take them long for this alliance to break. Sean Bounty doesn't want to just break away. He wants to be leading the thing when he does. But Jacob Noyes is ever an advocate for that outside line and showing its benefits as he absolutely pulls around him down the back straightaway. Noyes way up to the wall. Bounty really hugging that apron. They're still 2 abreast. They have been for about 2 or 3 laps, but now Noyes has got some arrow push from Iverson behind. And this is another crusade that looks like it'll be lost to that 34 entry. Or will he? He is still chucking that car in there, trying to make a run at this lead. They cannot get single file, and that's only allowing for everybody else to remain in touch with them. Won't be long before this escalates further, and now Iverson trying to make it 3 wide for the lead. And 3 cars all going at it down the front stretch. Bounty way down on the apron. Iverson to the middle. Jacob Noyes up on top. But it's going to be Iverson that pulls clear. Jacob Noyes not willing to let the outside line go. Iverson trying to cut off the run. Forces him up the track. Iverson's got it. Tony Iverson takes that Waffle House Mustang to the race lead, but the Wrangler Jeans number 3 ain't done fighting yet. And now you've got a whole bunch of other drivers. Look at Gage Teff throwing his hat into the ring for a podium. Other drivers are Justin Krudoff and Sean Bounty are in the mix, and now even further behind they are 3 wide, 2 rows deep again. Drivers around here are trying to see who can become this race winner, and of course we have not gotten a repeat winner yet in this championship so far. It's been an absolutely monumental fight, but 6 different winners. Those drivers being Bounty, Peterson, Ray, Kaiser, LaFrance, and Teft. Now, the track is draft heavy as Michigan. There is a really high chance that we could be seeing even more drivers fighting to try to become the 7th different winner so far. You take a look at Robert Peterson, the pole center of this race. He is all the way down in 11th. He has still not come down to pit road. So far, everybody in front of this car is running on 4 sets of fresher Goodyears. But tell you what, Robert Peterson's doing a great job on hanging on to whatever he's been able to muster here so far. And that, no doubt, has helped a lot of this pack further behind them keep so condensed. We talked about how there is a pretty split strategy right now. You got 11th through 14th that have not yet pitted. 18th and 19th haven't yet pitted. And then Josh McDougall down to 24th has yet to pit as well. Everybody else has already come down for their first pit stop under that yellow flag on lap 12. 3 wide still as they work their way through the front straightaway, and somehow we're going to still keep it clean and green. Here's the big cluster for the 2nd spot. Iverson really started to pull clear up the road. Sean Bounty, Jacob Noyes side by side. Justin Wilson gets into the wall behind. Spencer Ray, Gage Teff, Justin Krudoff also in the fray. What these drivers are going to have to really start doing, they're going to have to try and see if they can't work together to close in Tony Iverson, because right now Iverson is pulling away just from the fact that none of these drivers can get themselves single file. You also saw Krudoff and Noyes strike the outside wall that time by coming off of turn number 4. That is not doing these guys any favors either. And it's the same story for this pack deeper in the field for about 8th on back. Their lack of being able to get to the single file has really been hurting them big time, because there's a lot of drivers in here that do have fresh tires. They're just not willing to work with each other. And this pack extends all the way out to about 20th place, so it is definitely the dominant pack here, and it could very well be the quickest one. Oh, Pirog into the wall, big time, along with Brandon Kluge. 3 wide down the front straightaway. Brannigan into the middle. McColgan's up on top, and that's Sean Kaiser down low. Sean Kaiser going to look to hang on. Still 3 abreast as they come around through turn number 1. And can they remain 3 wide? 2 rows deep now. Sean Kaiser looking like he'll be the one to yield. He's going to back out from that middle groove. This pack, though, still working strong all the way down to turn numbers 3 and 4. everybody's trying to get whatever spots they can get. It's not the longest race in the world, and I mean, you can tell we're already almost halfway home. But boy, what an exciting race we've had so far. Michigan, as always, not ever failing to throw up an absolute barn burner. Where else are you going to get three-wide action like this so consistently and so evenly matched throughout the race? Oh, boy, the 98 to the side of the 51. They're rubbing doors big time down the back straightaway. Here comes Sean Kaiser. Kaiser looking to make it 4 wide down the back straightaway. Trying to go 3 for 3. Sends that one to the bottom of 3 and 4. LaFrance going to back out. And Sean Kaiser is through as Austin McColgan and Mark Brannigan Jr. having a little bit of a measuring contest right there. They were able to get that sorted. Right now, this is some of the only side-by-side action on the racetrack, and boy, it is good action at that. Again into the door of McCall goes Brannigan, and now they come together. McColgan spins down, and that will force the caution flag. Well, tempers boiling over. Tony Iverson leads the way. He will continue to lead as they exit turn numbers 3 and 4 to take lap number 34. Taking a look. They just come together, and oh boy. McColgan had a little bit of a wiggle there, it looked like. Yeah, right there. Kind of wiggled a little bit, and Brannigan drifted right back up and careened into the door of the Pioneer Camry, and around they both went. McColgan sliding through the infield. Did a good save, though. 360 spin, kept it rolling. Let's take a ride aboard here with McColgan. Just coming around through turn numbers 3 and 4. 1 and 2, sorry. And McColgan was just chasing the car, couldn't do much with it. And Brandy was just drifting up the racetrack without too much awareness. Grant Peterson did a great view of that deal. This will bring everyone into pit road. Brett Rucker will get the lucky dog to put himself back onto the lead lap. Oh, Robert Peterson overshoots his box. That could be costly. He was around 11th when he came down to pit road. We'll see where he's at when he leaves. First one out, going to be Spencer Ray taking over the race lead from Tony Iverson, Bounty, then Teft, Wilson, Thrower, Krudoff, Noyes, Peterson, LaFrance for the top 10 in the race off pit road. So Robert Peterson was able to recover that nicely. So yellow flag is out for the second time of this race, just shy of the halfway point. We're going to take a step back when we return. It's more racing action on Green Flag TV.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Green Flag TV. We are just about ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. There will be 39 laps to go when we take away the green flag. So it's Spencer Ray. Tony Iverson was starting to run away with this thing before that caution flag came out. He's going to be eager to retake that lead. But Spencer Ray, never a driver to back down from a big challenge. This should be a good restart. Everybody is back on to the same strategy. So we're in for a good show, as it'll be Spencer Ray to lead us back to the green flag. Little bit of a scramble further down the field, and one driver dropping out big time. So far, though, looking like we managed to escape that relatively unharmed, and Ryan Dingler has just disconnected from the session. So Dingler looks like he might very well be out, and oh boy, he's jumped back in again. Oh boy, he's trying, but something's going on there for sure. Big technical problems at the moment for Ryan Dingler. You can see him kind of popping in and out, and just nobody able to figure out where he's really at. Bounding Iverson challenging for second spot. Meanwhile, Spencer Ray pulling away into the distance. Gage Taft, Hunter Thrower in the mix. You got Justin Wilson in there, Connor LaFrance, Jacob Noyes, and more! Oh boy, Taft forcing Wilson up the track as he bobbled sideways, and now 3 wide down the backstretch. Coming around, Gage Taft giving Wilson the bumper. That time by as they come to 3 and 4. Wilson's not happy, tries to turn Taft off of 4. Oh, and that's going to put him into the outside wall. Cars go scrambling through the infield. Morton's around, Thrower's around. That's got to be one of the most unnecessary wrecks I've ever seen in my life. Little bit of contact and some retaliation leads to the big one on the front stretch. Good grief. Now that was something. Let's take a look at this coming around and down into turn numbers 3 and 4. Watch for, I'll jump forward a little bit more, but watch for Justin Wilson here, the B&H Racing 09. Well, Taft gave him a bit of a nudge in the rear, tried to move him up the track. That's a clean bump and run. A bit early for it, yeah, but it's clean. And their lines collide. Wilson drifts up the track, and then LaFrance doored Wilson, and that sent him into the wall with Hunter Thrower. Barron Morton slid down and cleaned out Stefan Purcell as he was trying to avoid. Devin Purrock struck the back of Brandon Clues. Brett Van got involved. Maxwell Kroll got around that, and oh boy, a big hit for the 43 of Terrell Wheeler on the front stretch. Take a look again. Taft gives just a little bump, and drivers just get angry, and around they go, sideways on the front stretch. Now watch Wheeler here. Wheeler kicked up on top of the safer barrier and nearly went over. Right on board here with Justin Wilson. It's a good save. And just like that, it falls apart. Let's ride on board with Maxwell Kroll. He had a front row seat to all of this, and well, it was a good dodge on the 19. Oh, never mind. He did collect the side of Justin Wilson as he slid down across the racetrack. But, I mean, that's tough, right? I mean, it's that aggression mid-race, but some self-preservation could have avoided a lot of this mayhem. See Josh McDougall scrambling through the infield. Purcell and Morton collided for a second time. I feel bad for Purcell. He was just minding his own business down there, and I'm not blaming Aaron Morton for this. He was out of control. I think Purcell was one of the biggest bystanders in all of this. Well, what are you going to do? Lights are out on the iRacing pace car. We're ready to go back racing. Justin Wilson lining up at the tail of the field. I'm sure that incident will receive some scrutiny post-race, but we'll see if anything comes of that one. So Spencer Ray continues to lead, but now it's Sean Bounty who has been promoted to second place. Tony Iverson still sits in third with Gage Teft up in fourth. Connor LaFrancis fifth, Justin Krudoff in sixth, Brannigan seventh, Noyes is eighth. Sean Kaiser, Robert Peterson round out the top 10. Out of all of that, Gage Teft somehow the one that comes out on top. Three flags up in the air. We're back to racing. Field still working strong through turn numbers 1 and 2. Sean Bounty trying to look to the inside of Spencer Ray as they fight it to the backstretch. 34 laps to go. Iverson side by side with Teft. LaFrance side by side with Noyes. And for the lead, Sean Bounty trying to take this one away down low. But Spencer Ray taking that all favorable outside line for defense. It might be too little though, and it is. Oh boy, Sean Bounty blocking Spencer Ray all the way up to the wall. Spencer Ray going to give him a bump as they work their way down to the turns 1 and 2. I think he says, all right, I see you. Looking to maybe help him get away. Iverson rubs Gage Teft up the racetrack. And now Tony Iverson on the backslide as he got way loose in turn 2. Started to slip back 3 wide with Brannigan and Moore. Justin Krudoff and Jake Noyes going to make it 4 wide. They're thinking about 5. Robert Peterson is back into the fray down low. Contact. Iverson almost goes around after he slams off the door of Brannigan. Boy, this race is only going to continue to get more and more intense the fewer laps we run. This could very easily come into become a bloodbath more than a racing track, depending on how this race goes. There you see Sean Kaiser almost getting to the side of Rob Peterson as Grant Peterson gets around the both of them. Boy, Jacob Noyes actually hits the wall middle of the front stretch, and the 3-car tandem ensues down the front stretch with Grant Peterson and Robert Peterson in the mix. Quite a few drivers setting some of their personal best laps of the race now that we're into the second half. This track getting itself rubbered in a little bit more. There you see, this is where that 3 wide could cause a break to form. They're double file for the lead as well. Spencer Ray trying to take it back around the low side on Sean Bounty. 3 wide, just a touch behind. They work off the top shelf of turns 3 and 4. Sean Bounty hanging on to the lead still, but for how long? Now it's Connor LaFrance, new challenger to the inside as Ray drops out of the pack. Just when you think it's over, another driver appears. It's like a revolving door of challengers for the race lead. Sooner or later, someone's going to kick it open just enough so that they're able to get the nose in there and break out with the race lead, and then the door will continue. Iverson alongside Brandy. Brandy has given his teammate a big bump draft down the front stretch to try and push him clear of Tony Iverson down to turn number 1. Sean Boundy still hanging on to the lead at the head of this field. Under 30 laps to go. This is where you look. And already this is shaking up to be one of the best races we've had so far all year from OMSRL as a whole. Sean Bounty started to pull away up the road. Gage Teft hanging on for second. Oh, Brannigan and Robert Peterson making a bit of contact twice on the run down at turn number 3. These guys just not showing any give right now. It's all take, as evidenced by Brandon Kluge ping-ponging off the door of Sean Kaiser. Tell you what, Sebastian Vettel will be having a field day with this. These guys are just absolutely not willing to yield. They're not giving an inch of any kind of room. I mean, look at this whole battle pack. You've got the top 12 under a second from each other. It invites this type of racing, and that's what these type of cars throw up at tracks like this. They'll throw up the absolute calamity that we are used to seeing at tracks like Michigan. It's part of why I love Michigan so darn much. This track is awesome. There's just enough angle in the corners that you're forced to lift. It's not flat out all the way through, and it invites for some absolutely thrilling moves and some thrilling stints like what we're seeing right now. Oh, trouble, look out. Brandon Kluge hard into the wall. He collects Austin Gassione and more. He's sideways on the front straightaway. The caution is out. And we've got two cars that are around and in pit road, those being Devin Purog and Austin Gassione, both drivers getting collected big time at the tail end of the field. So with 25 laps to go, we're under our next yellow flag. Take a look. This one just self-inflicted. Brandon Kluge got a little bit sideways through the forward, then overcorrected into the side of Justin Wilson. Devin Purog hopped over the front. Gassione spun down low. Jacob Noyes caught a piece, and both Purog and Gassione went sliding into pit road. You can see him really chasing that. Oh boy, what in the world? I mean, I know he's chasing the car, but that was quite the twitch of the wheel. Curious on if that car just snapped on him. Let's see. There you see him catch the first time. What in the world? It almost looked like he turned right. Back that up again. That looked as if he turned a little bit right. Let's take a look deeper at this one. There you see Justin Wilson right behind him. They never made contact. And right about there, you see him just start to get a little bit sideways. Oh, he did turn it right, but it looked like he may have still been trying to correct that car a little bit, so it might not have been as secure as he would have liked. But, I mean, here you take a look again from the pit road cameras. Tell you what, Purog and Gassione both very, very lucky that they did not slam into the pit barrels there. That could have been a monster of an impact for both of them. In hindsight, that could have been a really bad wreck all around. Sean Boundy Leading the field down, Austin McColgan, Tony Iverson, Spencer Ray, Hunter Thrower, Jacob Noyes, and Stefan Purcell all staying out. Four tires and fuel for most. Sean Bounty wins the race off of pit road. From there it is Gage Teff, Justin Krudoff, Robert Peterson, Connor LaFrance, Grant Peterson, Mark Brandick Jr., Bear Morton, Ryan Dingler, Brett Rucker, and Brandon Kluge. So once again, we are under the yellow flags at the Michigan International Speedway. We'll be back in a moment with the green flag. Welcome back. We are about to go to green flag racing once more from the Michigan International Speedway. To recap, once again, fourth caution of the day, and quite a few drivers have not opted to come down to pit road under this yellow flag. Everybody within the top five so far is still out on old tires. So this is a restart about to get very, very interesting with only 21 laps to go. Green flag is in the air for the fifth time tonight. Field working itself back down in the turn numbers 3 and 1 and 2. I don't know why I keep getting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 confused. Austin McColgan off the top shelf of 2. Iverson hanging on for the race lead. He is alongside Spencer Ray. Hunter Thrower still in the mix. You got Sean Bounty in the mix as well. Iverson looking to get down the inside as they work their way into turn numbers 3 and 4. Can Iverson take this spot away? And he does! Tony Iverson back to the lead. Breaking clear of Austin McColgan. Jacob Noyes caught out on the restart violation. He is forced to come back down to pit road. I don't think Noyes can consider himself down and out just yet, though, because I got a feeling that we are not done wrecking so far this afternoon. Iverson continuing to hang on to the lead of the race. Under 20 laps to go this time by. McColgan finds the wall, and they're 3 wide down the front stretch. McColgan comes off the wall, right into the path of Connor LaFrance, his own teammate. Three wide, 2 rows deep further in the field, looking for 4. Kruthoff way up to the outside wall and nearly gets into it. Once again, it is Bounty and Iverson, nose to tail for the race lead. They have been going at it all race long with absolutely no quarter being given. And now we are 4 wide, deeper in the field. Look at Dingler with the run, picking up 3 spots in 1 corner, just as Sean Bounty makes the move to the inside for the race lead. So Bounty trying to go at it for the lead of the race. They're double file like it's a high-speed pace lap behind. Bounty going to look to sweep across the nose of the Waffle House Mustang, and he is going to do so with perfection. So Bounty clearing for the lead. Everyone else still in a dogfight at just under 200 miles an hour. Lots of 3 wide everywhere throughout this race. And so far, once again, it's just a matter of nobody is being willing to give a single inch anywhere on this racetrack. And it's created a lot of dangerous moves and a lot of dangerous moments, much like Robert Peterson trying to force something 3 wide when they're already 2. Thor goes around. He collects Brannigan. Crashing on the back straightaway. Vande is involved. McColgan's involved. And it's the big one on the backstretch. At least this one didn't come with a blowover. Well, this is the caution that Jacob Noyes is hoping for. Drivers come down to pit road. He could try to stay out and take that lead lap back. Well, we knew that was going to happen. That was inevitable with how much these guys were just going at it nonstop, and it was hard to watch for a bit. You could see it coming, and eventually, well, it happened. Take a look. Robert Peterson goes around the outside. I think that took a little bit off of the right rear of Hunter Thrower. He got down into Mark Brannigan Jr., nothing that he could have done, and they eventually just got hooked together. They both spun around. Gage Teff then got up into the outside wall. Baron Morton, Austin McColgan scrambled on the racetrack. Boy, McColgan and McDougall and Vandehey just came flying in. Full heads of steam. This is the another look at this at speed. And McColgan just got down to Baron Morton, and oh boy, both cars took some heavy impacts into the inside wall. He had that avoided, and McColgan just didn't know what to do, where to go. That is a heavy lick directly into the wall. Kick the front end up as well. From the air. That's all it takes. So about 7 cars getting collected in total in that mess. And this puts us under I think this is now our 5th caution flag of the night. Slams into the inside wall for Morton, then look at the air that this car is going to collect here when he hits this grass. Jump the front wheels up into the air, slam back down, kick the tail end of the car up. That in itself could do some pretty hefty damage as well. So Sean Bounty leads the way. Connor LaFrance in second. Robert Peterson in third. Ryan Dingler in fourth. Justin Kruthoff is in fifth. Right now, within the top 5, looks like you've only actually got 1 driver that has won a race. 2 drivers that have won races, sorry. Connor LaFrance and Bounty running 1-2. Peterson, Dingler, Kruthoff, they have not won a race yet this season. So there's a very high chance that we could get an 8th different race winner in the OMSRL Cup Series. So the fields is going to be ready to rumble here again pretty shortly. We are 1 lap to green, still 13 laps to go. We are turning lap 62 of 75 this afternoon. If you are enjoying the race in action on Green Flag TV, then be sure to check out the Beer League and the Oval Aussie Pursuit for the exhibition race coming at you. 9:20 p.m. Eastern Time. That'll be tomorrow night. On Thursday, the Speed Cup Series swings down to the Sunshine State. They'll be racing down in Daytona, Florida, at the Daytona International Speedway for their 8th round of competition. And then, of course, the VSA Sports Car Championship back at the Virginia International Raceway for a 2-hour, 40-minute sprint race at America's version of the Nürburgring. Replay back in the air, and we are back to it. 13 laps to go. Sean Bounty hanging on for the race lead. Conor the France trying to cut to the inside of Robert Peterson, but Robert slamming the door shut. Not giving that number 7 an in. Some drivers looking for 3 abreast in the background. Meanwhile, the top bunch single filing out. Spencer Ray, Mark Brannigan Jr., the 17 of Noah Swafford. 3 wide as they work off of turn number 4. Spencer Rayville backing out. Robert Peterson hunting down the race lead. He's to the inside of Sean Bounty. Robert Peterson, one such driver that is yet to win a race. He's gotten to the top 5 before, 3 top 10s. But Sean Bounty so far pulling from that bottom lane. He's able to take off once again into the lead of the race. See drivers absolutely slinging their cars as deep as they can into these corners, trying to carry the most amount of momentum through as they possibly can. As we are well into the closing stages of this race, 10 laps to go at the line. Grant Peterson looking for the outside to get around Conor LaFrance. Devin Pirog still hovering on the bottom lane. Robert Peterson, meanwhile, covering Sean Bounty. He's going to go to the lead down the front stretch and in towards turn 1. Robert Peterson clearing from the bottom lane. Sean Bounty running second. Ryan Dingler running third. Do we get our 8th different winner of the night? Robert Peterson wants it. He is weaving across the track, trying to break the draft, but instead that only scrubs off momentum. Here comes Bounty back to the inside. Robert Peterson trying to make a run. Sean Bounty's got the bottom lane. Grant Peterson, Ryan Dingler, Conor LaFrance, all 3 wide down to the background. Could Sean Kaiser look to make it another spot there? 4 wide, deeper in the field. Onto that straightaway, Brannigan hard into the outside wall. Bumpers go flying. Iverson's turn. Caution is out again with less than 10 to go. 4 wide, finally goes wrong on the backstretch. Iverson, the one that ended up hooking Mark Brannigan Jr. hard into the outside wall. He got turned around with Brandon Kluge. There you see Brannigan looking to slide back across the racetrack. Jacob Noyes just barely escaping down low. Take a look. Iverson moving Kluge out of the way. 4 wide just sometimes doesn't work, and that is a lick in the fence. On board with Iverson. We gave the bumper to Kluge to get him out of the way, too. And just nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Yellow flag is out again. Some drivers thinking about coming down. Others going to stay out. And looking like this could be the time where Jacob Noyes gets his lead lap back. So we're under the yellow flag once more. When we return, it's more racing action on Green Flag TV for the end of the race. Welcome back to Green Flag TV. We are just about ready to close out this race. It'll be a 5-lap sprint to the finish. If we get another yellow flag before then, we are sending this race to overtime. Robert Peterson leads from Sean Bounty in second, Connor LaFrance in third, Ryan Dingler is fourth. Grant Peterson is rounding out your top 5 alongside Devin Pirog on row number 3. So a lot of drivers looking like they want to absolutely rumble. They want to get this show moving, and I can tell you right now, this is going to be an absolute grandstand finish, not one that you are going to want to miss. 5 laps to decide this show. At the end of our 6th yellow flag, do we get number 7? The green flag coming out as they enter the Geico restart zone. Robert Peterson jumping away. The first lap, usually the best for these leaders, but how about Sean Bounty closing him in big time through turns 1 and 2. Bounty looks to the inside. Peterson blocks his almost turn for the trouble. Blocking back to the outside of the racetrack. They nearly come together. They did come together. They nearly wrecked, though, coming off of 2. Down through 3 and 4. Robert Peterson hanging on. Sean Bounty down to the inside line. 4 laps to go at the stripe. Conor the France itching to make a move down low. Sean Bounty still working himself up to the outside. Peterson still hanging on with that Klondike Mustang. Meanwhile, you've got Ryan Dingler behind. He's also trying to make a move. Sean Bounty charging for the lead. He's alongside with Robert Peterson down to turn numbers 3 and 4. Bounty hanging on down the low side of the racetrack. Robert Peterson trying to make a move. Here comes Conor LaFrance. 3 wide for the lead. LaFrance making that charge all by himself down to the inside. Robert Peterson backs out from the middle. Bounty and LaFrance side by side through turn numbers 1 and 2. Robert Peterson trying to find his way back to the bottom. There's no room. 3 to go. Spencer Ray way down low on the racetrack. Sean Bounty continuing to lead the way. It's one thing to catch, it's another to pass. And boy, has it been a challenge to overtake drivers tonight when they get side by side. Dingler and LaFrance will bang doors. One driver in this has got to break clear if they want to challenge Sean Bounty. Bounty trying to see if he can't become the series' first repeat winner in their 8th season of competition. Conor LaFrance trying to see if he can make the move and become the repeat winner of the season himself. Meanwhile, Ryan Dingler still in the fray as well. Dingler still chasing his first win of the season. Coming around to take the white flag, fanning out. 3 wide, almost 4 down the backstretch. Dingler way up to the top shelf. White flag is in the air with 1 lap to go. Final lap of this race. Does anybody have an answer for the 34 up front? Ryan Dingler taking a slightly higher line, trying to get a run going down the backstretch. Cars into the outside wall of a 2. They're able to hang on for now. Here goes Ryan Dingler looking for the inside of the 3. Dingler sends it in. Trying to shove Sean Bounty to the track. Here comes Austin McColgan. McColgan with a drive. Iverson down low, 4 wide, looking for 5, down the front stretch, an all-out drag race, and Tony Iverson, out of nowhere, no, it's going to be McColgan. McColgan takes it by a few thou at the stripe, and they crash it down to the turn number 1. I thought for sure Iverson had that. Holy cow, what a drive off of turn number 4. An all-out send. Iverson went down low. McColgan with the Hail Mary around the top. Coming down to the checkered flag. Take a look at just how close this got. And boy, even there, you still can't tell who won this race. I thought for sure Iverson had it, but apparently I am as good as wrong. It'll be McColgan who burns it down on the front stretch. What an absolute beast of a drive for Austin McColgan, taking that thing by less than 5 thousandths of a second. Taking another look at the final corners of this race. As they come down the front straightaway, we're going to slow this down. We're going to go frame by frame. And sure enough, there it is. By just the smallest, absolute thinnest of margins, you just see Austin McColgan snagging the victory over Tony Iverson. That is absolutely incredible. What an unbelievable finish. Going to look back for the last lap because Austin McColgan was absolutely nowhere He's running all the way back in third, now down to fourth. Ryan Dingler got an absolute charge going on Sean Bounty down the backstretch in towards turn number 3. Sent this one down the inside, and that slowed both of them up enough. Take a look at the drive from McColgan. He saw an opportunity, and boy, he went for it. Around the outside, and absolutely nothing could stop that charge. And then it comes apart as they cross the line, and it's just complete chaos from there. What a wild night. That was an absolutely epic finish. Let's take a rundown of your official post-race results after a grandstand finish at the Michigan International Speedway. Taking on the checkered flag at the end of the night, it is Oscar McColgan by a mere 1/1000th of a second ahead of Tony Iverson. Conor LaFrance brings it home in third. Grant Peterson was fourth. Sean Bounty in fifth. Ryan Dingler rounds out sixth with Spencer Ray, Gage Tafton, Robert Peterson in ninth. Sean Kaiser brings it up in 10th. Devin Pirog is 11th. Noah Swafford is 12th. Josh McDougall brings it up in 13th with Justin Kruthoff in 14th. Steph Purcell in 15th, Brett Rucker 16th, Jacob Noyes 17th, Maxwell Kroll in 18th, Terrell Wheeler and Justin Wilson will round out the top 20. From there, it's Bear Morton, Hunter Throw, Brandon Kluge, Mark Brannigan Jr., Brett Vandehey, and Austin Gassion. Holy cow, what an absolutely wild night we have had here this afternoon, and we are going to look set to give all the drivers that finished this race on the podium a chat at the end of the night. And we will definitely be looking to pick it up first and foremost with none other than Austin McColgan as he drives this one in deep. And with an absolute Hail Mary move, Austin, you're able to become the not the high time recently, the OMSRL Cup Series' 8th different winner on the season. 1/1000th of a second, though, the smallest of margins. Talk us through that final lap.
I don't even know what to say. Like, we came off of turn 2, and I had to run down the backstretch. And when we went into turn 3, in the middle of 3 and 4, they touched. And next thing I knew, I just saw the gap open on the high side. So I went for it. That's all I saw was the light. And coming down the front stretch, Connor gave me a hell of a push, and we got it done. Oh my God.
It was one of the closest finishes this series has ever seen, if not the closest finish it's ever seen in its history. I mean, overall, this race was something special to behold. You had to fight your way through this field as well. You started so far down the field. If this is the type of speed you had at the end, what the heck happened in qualifying?
Qualifying was not fun. I had a decent first lap, and then when I came off of turn 4, I was probably going to run like a 38.9, 39 flat, and I scraped the wall. I just got too tight. But just going through this field, I went through the field probably 2-3 times. The one wreck, I got spun out, went right back through the field, and then the big wreck on the backstretch sent me hard into the inside wall. I had nowhere to go, but oh my God.
Well, next week, it is just as big of a race, and I think with that move, you've proven you're very much a gambling man, so you should be right at home next week in Las Vegas, Nevada. Do you reckon you'll be the one to go for back-to-back?
I mean, I got a shot. I mean, I'm really good at Vegas. These bigger tracks, I could just send it on the high side. If I could just conserve my tires enough, I should have a shot, but oh, Michigan, I've been practicing all week for this.
Well, we're going to let you get back to celebrating. Congratulations, taking your first win of the championship and in what has been confirmed as the closest finish in this league's history as well. Getting that by about an inch, if that. We'll let you get back to it. Best of luck in Las Vegas.
Thank you, Noise.
Austin McCulkey comes home out of Tampa, Florida. He is able to walk away with a race win this afternoon, and we'll move on down to the driver that was on the receiving end of the closing stages there on the final lap. It is Tony Iverson to come on home. And Tony, holy cow, 1 thou, and that was the difference this afternoon. Kind of talk us through your race, because it must hurt losing a race by just about an inch.
Oh man, honestly, not as much as you would think it would. I had I just felt like I had a good hold on the track tonight, and I was able to kind of maneuver my way and stay in with the front group. And then toward the end there, when the pit cycles and everything started, getting crossed, I ended up in just a calamity of cars, got caught in an incident, and it was so close to the end, I pretty much counted myself out. I told the guys I was running with that there was no chance for Old Tone, and that I was just going to try to finish it out as clean as I could. And then, the white flag come, and I just felt like the car was running good. And then, even going into turn 3, I still didn't think I had a chance at a win, but I figured I might be able to get my way into a good top 5. And then, I see the first 2 cars kind of bang doors a little bit, and that's when I just started driving as hard as I could. I felt like the tunnel opened up, and I went for it. Got a lot closer than I ever would have imagined, and I didn't even see the 51 up there, but it was such a good finish. There's been some good photos already posted in the Discord. Lots of fun, good stuff.
You've had to come through kind of a bit of a rocky start with your series debut in this. It was not definitely the way you were hoping things to go when you made that debut at Gateway, and you're finally able to prove that you do indeed have the speed you need to be able to compete with some of the big hitters in this series. Throughout the rest of the year, what do you think your overall championship goal is going to be?
Well, I'm on a part-time schedule for the most part. I can only run every other week, so I just kind of come out and I just try to have fun, and it was a really rough start. I kept getting caught in things that I mean, we all say it, but felt like it wasn't my doing. I just felt like I was having some really good bad luck, and so yeah, it feels good to finally come out on another track that I like and actually be able to run one with the guys and see where I'm at.
And, of course, the next race, it'll be at Las Vegas, Nevada. It is very much a high-speed racetrack, not too dissimilar to this place, although a lot more narrow, and definitely could invite a lot of absolute Hail Marys as well. Do you reckon you're going to be making an appearance in Nevada?
I'm gonna attempt it. That's my home track. I live outside of Reno, so that's the main oval that I go to when I go to live races and stuff, and it's a great track. I love it. I love the high speeds. I love the on the edge of control feeling you get there. So I definitely look forward to that race, and I hope I can make it to that one.
Well, we'll get set to see you then when we go racing once again next week in Las Vegas, Nevada. Congratulations, though, on taking second place, even if it was only by about half an inch. And we'll hopefully see you next week.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Tony Iverson comes home second place, and on the back end of what was the closest finish in this league's history. We'll move on down to Eastern Stars Motorsports driver Connor LaFrance. He brings it home in the number 3 spot. And Connor, again, it's one of those races where you can just taste victory up there, but it is ripped away from you on that final lap with what was an all-out slugfest to the line. Kind of talk us through it.
Yeah, that was a crazy finish. I was running the top to get a runoff before, and it was Austin that did it too. And I was trying to make some room somewhere, try to go like 5 or maybe even 6 wide. But coming off before, I had really nowhere to go, so I kind of just went with him. I just pushed him. So
overall, talk us through the race as a whole tonight. You were one of those drivers that was looking to initially have a decent run in qualifying, but then we saw you down towards the tail end. You had to fight your way through to finish on the podium this afternoon.
yeah, I was feeling pretty good in practice, but I don't really know what happened in qualifying. But we made our way through the pack, so that's all that matters.
Next week, it's Las Vegas, Nevada. You've already got one race win under your belt, so close to becoming the first repeat winner of the season. Are we going to be seeing you finally take the repeat win next week?
I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna put some practice laps in, some extra. So I hope so.
Well, here's to hoping. We'll wish you the best of luck when we go racing once again in Nevada. Congratulations, though, on taking that third place finish, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Connor LaFrance comes home. He is your third place finisher here this afternoon. But my goodness, an absolutely wild race from start to finish. Would not have had it any other way. And I think this is just showing that this championship is more alive than ever. Be sure to check out once again the Beer League and the Mid-Season Rumble. That'll be the Oval Aussie Pursuit tomorrow night at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Then, of course, on Thursday, the Speed Cup Series swings down to the World Center of Racing. Meanwhile, the OMSRL Cup Series, when they return, it'll be at America's gambling capital. Las Vegas, Nevada will play host to round number 8 of the championship, and what a race it is going to be. We have now got 7 different race winners and 7 races on the season. And amidst those, you've got now your closest finish in league history as well. Would not have hoped for this to have gone down any other way. If you want to find out more about who we are and what we can offer you, you can check us out today at www.greenflagtv.com. I am completely out of breath, so I'm going to get myself a nice big glass of water and prep up for tomorrow. Hope you guys all have a good night. Thank you so much for joining us once again. When we see you, it'll be the swing out west to Nevada.